Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on the side mirrors of the Blue Bomber. Recently had to pull over to the side, had to check something, and I had accidentally hit one of those like side cones, the really tall ones, on the side of the road, but it was really dark at night, so I didn't really notice it. It didn't have any reflectors and it was kind of dirty, so it smacked my side mirrors, but ever since then, also, they just haven't been working all that properly since. So I bought a pair of replacement side mirrors online, and we're going to do that today. So to get to the side mirror, we have to first take off the door panel. And to do that, there are 2 screws and clips all around the door panel. The screws are held here, behind the little cover here, and one in the little door handle here. So let's take those out and get this door cover off. So once you've got those 2 screws off, you might have noticed I set it on the floorboard at first, and then what I went and did after is I put it in the cup holder. I figure that's a really good safe spot. That way they don't get kicked around and you don't lose the screws. So now we're gonna go around and take off this door panel. Normally you would use a plastic pry tool. I don't have that with me right now. Those are all at my job. So I'm gonna use a flathead screwdriver. So just be very careful when doing this, so that way you don't damage your door card or your door. Now, when you get to over by the speaker, you want to be careful with that. That's to not hit or damage the speaker, especially if you're using a screwdriver like I am today to get to the inside part of the door panel. So once you've popped off the door card, be very careful with lifting it up. You don't have to unplug anything to get to this right now, but what you want to do is just carefully lift up and very carefully let it hang. This is going to be your plug for your side mirror, and you have 3 10mm screws that you have to undo. One here, and then there's just going to be this big hole right here. If you need to, you can just poke a hole right through to get to it, and there's one just right inside. So before we tackle these 3 10mm screws, we're going to want to first unplug the side mirror. There's going to be your clip right here. It's going to have a small little push button. You're going to just push that in and pull out the cord. If you need to, use a screwdriver or something small to be able to push in that button to help assist with you. Just be careful when doing it this way. Just like that. So now that we've gotten the side mirror unplugged, we're going to tackle the 3 10mm screws. You're going to want to be careful when taking off this inside one, just because you don't want it to drop down inside to the door. So be very careful when doing that. Alright, so when taking out the last screw, no matter which one it is, you want to be really careful so that way you don't drop the side mirror for any reason. Even if you are replacing it, you just don't want to drop it. Plus, it'll make sure that you're a bit more careful about it. Here's the last one. Now, my side mirror didn't drop, thankfully. Luckily, it's probably because of the siding on the backing on the side of it, but just to be sure, let's just carefully take it off. And like that, side mirror's out. All right, now that I've got the old one off, let's take a look at it and then check it against the new one, make sure everything looks good, and then I'll show you how to install it. So this is the old mirror. As you can see, this cap just comes off. It's split right here. See that there. Clips are broken all on the inside. And then here is the old mirror. As you can see, I don't have this bottom cap part that was supposed to go there. So this would go like this, and then there's a bottom cap here, and that's just not there. And honestly, it was a lot more cheaper for me to, instead of buying just the cap on the one side and trying to find the right one, and then I have to get it paint matched to make it if I were to do that, than buying it as a brand new set. Yes, it'll be black, but honestly, because the color scheme is more of a black and blue theme anyway, I figured this would look a lot better as it is. So let's take a look at the new one. Take it out of the box. Came in a soft little pouch just to kind of protect it, make sure it doesn't scratch the paint on it. And there is the new one. Brand new and shiny. Has the plug, goes right into it. So let me show you how to install it and how to feed the wire, and let's get this plugged in. So this is on the outer door panel side. So here is the hole that the wire loom is going to go through. This is where your screws went through. So it's going to come down through here. And then once you fed the wire through that hole, you're going to feed it down here. You're going to bring it down through the hole right here, and then you're going to help bring it up and plug it right on in. All right, and now that we've got the first one in, it's not all the way in, but it is far enough. So now we're gonna go ahead and hand tighten in the rest of them and then to fully tighten them down once we get the other two in. All right, now let's tighten them down. All right, now that we have that in, let's go ahead and put the door card back on. There might be some of the clips that might have not stayed on the door card when putting it back on. So we're gonna try to find those, pop them off, and put them back on the door card before properly popping it back in. I'll go ahead and do that off camera and then we'll get right back to it. Now that I've got all those clips taken off and putting back on the door card, it's as simple as just doing everything that you did taking it off in reverse. First, you're gonna hook it down onto the top by the window, and then you're gonna carefully slide and pop it in. All right, and now that we have the door card popped back in, we're gonna go ahead and screw these two screws back in, close over the covers, and call it a day.